Okay, let's keep going here. On this guy, it's going to take me a while to pick up from where I went. Euros are always harder to refresh in, just because there's no story. Okay, what do we got here? I have essentially 2 red dice, 3 red dice, a couple of 4 red dice, but 3 is all I need. A couple of white and a black, and I can boost my reds. Oh shit, I cheated. He can't have these. Let's get rid of this. I have trouble seeing the colors apart. It's easy right now, but at night it was really hard. But I should have seen the pictures. Cleverly, they have the same picture for everybody from the same era or something like that. Which makes the game kind of dull looking, but does provide with a little bit more information than this little border that's kind of hard to see the color of. Okay, so my dice aren't quite as good as I thought they were. I have almost no white dice. This has become useless. I don't know what to do. I can't think. I'll put this down. Maybe I'll come back later. I can't think at all. I mean, it's like I'm totally drawing a blank on this thing. So, this game always is kind of disconcerting to me just because of the dice, the calculations, the kind of math that's done in this, which is a very probabilistic type thing. And I just don't know how to reach for it. I'll try again here. I only waited a moment or two. Try to collect some kind of thoughts, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to do. That's the problem. I'm trying to get victory points, but there isn't a lot out here. These, I don't really want to get because other people are in the lead in them. I'm not allowed to build this, so what can I do? Well, I can... See, these 2 are gone. If 2 more of these go, it's over. But no one can build a Hindenburg yet. Until one of these piles is depleted, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think I've got to go for a black and white die combination. So I have only 1 white die and 1 black die. I can't get this on this. I got a +1. Alright, we'll go for it. 8, 9. I throw 1 in. I grab this. I get that. Alright. I forgot to draw one of these. No, I think I did draw one. Alright, we get this guy. And yeah, game's too tight in 4 players, I'll say that much. I think I did before, but what are we at here? We're at... I just drew. Jesus, I can't keep track of anything. I'm trying very hard to make some sense out of this game at this point. I got 3 white, 3 red. I could turn the reds into this, I guess, because I can use that, so I could have 2 black. My position in victory points, I have 5. These guys have 4. 2, 4, 5, 9. He's in the lead. I'm not going to be able to catch up to that lead by buying one of these. So, I have 2 red dice, but I'm not going to get a black die out of that. Just looking to see if there's anything I can do with anything here. This is worth a pile of victory points. I think I'll go for that. I like this with its +1 on anything, but alright, so I have 3 white dice coming to me and 2 red dice. I don't need 2 red dice. I trade my 3 red dice in for 2 black dice. I'll have 2 of these for 4. I got 2 8s. That doesn't really help me. That puts me to 12. I got a +1, puts me to 13. I get this, and that'll get me more victory points. Even if it's a little less of an engine. I guess we'll go to the froggies. And we have one of these. Alright, what am I trying to do here? We think we're getting close to the end of the game, with people grabbing victory points instead of something else. Might make this guy almost worthwhile. Although I need those white dice if I want these red dice. So, I have, I don't know, some whites and some reds. What can I do with that? Not a whole hell of a lot. I can go for a black here. I guess I'll do that. I cannot think effectively in this game, ever, to tell you the truth. 3 whites, 2 reds. I don't know what I'm even rolling for anymore. I have a +1 on any die. So I get to use 1 of the whites and 2 of the reds. That's going to give me 9, 10. That's enough to pick this up. And that puts it over here. Running out of deck doesn't affect anything. Now he's got turn red. I see these different pictures are now confusing me. He's got turn reds into a black. Well, I'm in the lead, or I was, at 9. He's now tied with me, but at this point, we want to end the game, you know? We want to move it as soon as possible out of this stage and start grabbing more points. The problem is we don't have the production capacity to make black things, so we need black things. What's the best at making us black things? We could get a better tooling setup that turns whites. We don't really have reds either. We have a black thing there. Huh. So we could actually pick this up. That's worth 4 victory points. That might be worth it. Let's go for it. Well, we'd like to make more black, though. Because to end the game, we're going to need... I don't know. We buy this, we end the game. That's a black and a white. Let's do it. Alright, we got 3 whites. 1, 2, 3. And we've only got a 5 for the black. We're not going to be able to win this. So we got to do better than that. We need another black. Need a real black. This is a real black. It uses two whites. So I'm going to roll my 3 whites. I have no bonuses here. I can't win. I can't make this on 2 whites. That's not going to do it. This guy gets me a 6 for a black. That's not going to allow me to do it. I have basically nothing that I can do here. Yeah, if I could get that, I could win. But my black's not good enough. He's only a 5. I could try to replace him with this 6, but then that's some of my important victory points, so I can't do that. 2 whites can't get me a 7. I don't have enough pluses. But that's the best I think I can do. So I can use a bonus chip for it. So it gets me 5. That's not good enough. I get another one of these. There was just nothing else I could see that I could do. And you could spend all day looking for something you can do in this game. That's why I said I don't want to think too hard. Because even without analyzing much, you can kind of be like, oh, geez, I need to find something I can actually accomplish. Now remember, this guy I think was the guy who was in the most screwed looking position. And he looks like he's just scampering around the edges of a possible victory right now. Okay, what's this guy trying to do? One of the things is, by walking away, I no longer know the things that I can just discount that I don't need to look at anymore, right? I had to examine the whole board, and that was kind of a stunning situation. So now, this guy's only got 3 victory points. He needs to collect more victory points. To do that, he needs to clear one of these things. He can't take this because that's just going to hurt him. What could he clear? He's got a bunch of reds. He's got a single black. It looks like shooting for that is probably his best move. So how many reds do I have? I get to roll 3, and I have an additional 1. And I get to roll only 1 black die, unfortunately. Okay. Well, the black die scored big. The red dice, I can get 9, 17, 18. I've just picked this up. The Hindenburg's now available. To be worked at. I can't go for it right away, but everybody else could. That means we're on this guy. He's at 9. If he can score this, it's over as well, with a victory for him. So, what should we build? We should build... We need a black and a white. We got 3 reds we can turn into 2 blacks. And we've got 3 whites. We have no pluses here. But we have a shot at getting this 10, I guess. And there is the game. Because there's only 1 in each of these. The Hindenburg wasn't built, so nobody gets any points for it. We took the win at 6, 10, 12, 4, 5, 9, and 8 here. This is a tough game to solo, but it's not terribly different soloing it. I don't feel like I'm losing an aspect of the game like I did with Startup Fever that I played recently. This game just baffles me. I have real trouble doing the kind of math that's involved in it. Not just the probabilities, but you know, I feel like I should just be able to do it off the cuff, and I don't think I'm capable of that. I think I have to do lots and lots of calculation on it. I was kind of surprised because my wife's really terrible at math usually, but this was very easy for her to beat me up on. So that was kind of interesting. In this particular game, you know what? I think 4 people is too much for this game. The deck doesn't change with the amount of people. So in 2 people, the deck may have a little bit too much sort of dross in it, lighter things that people don't really need. That gives you a lot of room for being able to configure your engine a little better or whatever. There's also this weird sort of race that happens between when you start going for victory points, because when people start going for victory points, the other people had better get in on them. You could see this guy getting left behind, although he is catching up because he was building his engine too well. This guy had a pretty decent engine, I guess. This guy had a good shot at it, though, and he was the guy who failed to build an engine at all, lost a couple of turns, getting bonus chits, etc. So there is sort of a the consolation prize isn't that bad, because it can be turned in for an extra turn. It can be really valuable. And
The problem with the game is that it kind of defies my ability to really understand how I feel about it. You know, all this dice rolling and selecting dice for what you want to buy or whatever. It's an innovative mechanism for me. Now, it seems like there are other games out there that use this kind of thing, but I have real trouble, you know, trying to figure out what I think of it. I felt the same way. The first sort of dice game that I saw, like Craps or something, was Dragon Dice, and I felt kind of the same way with that compared to Magic. Magic the Gathering I picked up, and I immediately said, oh man, you know, I've never seen a game like this, but it makes perfect sense. Dragon Dice, it was, what the hell do I have here? Where you're trying to optimize what your role is in particular. In this, it's a less complicated design, but it's... you know, still hard for me to grasp what I should roll, what I should be going for, what I shouldn't. It's hard enough to figure out what I want, and once I do that, if I figure out I can get it, I usually just go for it. All right, let me send this up.